තාත්තමට ඇනපු ටොක්ක දවාලේ තරු පෙනුණා ඒ ඇරපු සත්තම් වලට කන් දෙක මගේ පිරුණා එදා මට පෙනුනේ ඔබව හතුරෙක් වාගේ තාත්තේ අද මට පෙනෙන්නේ ඔබ දෙවියෙක් වාගේ තාත්තේ එදා මට පෙනුනේ ඔබව හතුරෙක් වාගේ තාත්තේ දෙවියන් වඳිනා දෑතින් දෙපා වඳින්නම් තාත්තේ
Without this man, we would have never danced in our country. He recreated how our dance moves should be. He is a phenomenal entertainer. I'm so happy to say I share his alma mater with me as well. And also, he has a brilliant family. And they're all so talented. I'm happy to have the famous Sunil from Gypsies on my show today. I'm so happy that he's here. I'm literally having a fan moment here. Thank you so very much for coming. Mrs. Sunil, so great to have you on board. Tell me, you have entertained us for years, and up to date, there isn't one person who sit and listen to your songs. They'll always just jump off their seat the minute they see you or hear you.
Thank you.
Have you ever been approached to enter politics?
Yeah, there have been
multiple occasions?
Not in the recent times, even in the 80s, if I may remember right, must have been in towards the latter part of 80s. I was approached by a top politician in Murtu area, I totally rejected the thing, because not because of anything, because of the ban. And of course my focus with the Gypsies was much greater. So if had I entered politics, I'm sure I would have sort of, to a certain extent, that music part of it would have been affected.
Yeah. For sure. So now, especially when everything is just so crippled, where we are trying to figure out, do we even have a constitution? Have you ever been approached now?
There are so many people who ask me to sort of come into politics. But in the first place, in my way of looking at getting into any area, if you are competent, we have the education, then it's all right. I don't have that background. I know nothing about politics. And without education, if you enter into any field, I mean education means like that particular field. If we have no knowledge,
for that field, yeah.
If we have the knowledge, most certainly. But to enter into politics, you should have, in my way of looking at it, you should have at least basic qualifications, like at least GCE advanced level. If you sort of give that as criteria to enter politics, that would be great for Sri Lanka, because all these years we have seen people who have entered into politics, they know nothing about politics, and this is why Sri Lanka is in such a state today.
Yeah. Now, the first time I met Sunil, this is something that I need to say. I was at St. Peter's College. It was a college day. I was in grade 10, and we were in the choir at that time, and it was like an evening carnival kind of a thing that they have organized. It was closer to the 80th year of St. Peter's College. Yeah. And you came. I was like, oh, it was literally like a heartbeat moment. That's when I got to know that you were a Peterite. How was it in school? Were you always a singer back in school?
No. I sort of took part in a lot of musical events, like singing competition and all that, but I was never able to sort of achieve anything there, win any awards or anything like that, because St. Peter's had quite a lot of good musicians there.
Yeah,
so I was not able to sort of get anywhere near them, but they were all brilliant. Most musicians were brilliant, so I could not do anything in school, frankly. I was just a very average musically with it. Even now, I would say.
Well, if you call that average, we need to get into a break. When we do come back on the other side, there is one phenomenal lady in their family. She is gorgeous, and I got the privilege of working with her 1 year ago, and she's simply amazing. So much of fun to be around. I'll be joined by her when we do come back after the break, right here on A Date with Danu.
තාත්තමට ඇනපු ටොක්ක දවාලේ තරු පෙනුණා ඒ ඇරපු සත්තම් වලට කන් දෙක මගේ පිරුණා එදා මට පෙනුනේ ඔබව හතුරෙක් වාගේ තාත්තේ අද මට පෙනෙන්නේ ඔබ දෙවියෙක් වාගේ පෙනුනේ ඔබව
Welcome back to the
හතුරෙක්
show.
වාගේ
I'm happy to have Manisha Perera in the studios with me.
There'll be girls across the nation that'll eat this up. Babe, I know that it's you, so but could you bottle it up? Get down to the heart of it. No, it's my heart. Your shit out of your life. Don't make me tell you again. Woo! Love, love,
Hey,
love, love, love,
I do it for love.
love, love.
What you do it for? What you do it for? What you do it for? I do it for the love, for the love. Yes, I do. So you don't care about the money? Well, yes, it's true.
My last year conversation with her was all about this. Gluco rasamami, gluco rasamami, kochera kavat madi vena gluco rasamo. True, no? How many times I sang this? I grilled it into a ear. Please give me some uswata jujubs. I never got it. So it's fine. I'll forgive you for it. Tell me, how is it to be born to such a superstar?
I think for the outside world, it's
Yeah.
like that. For us, he's our father, you know, and yeah.
But he is someone who calls a spade. There is no filter there.
Yeah,
And
and
how is that?
I think most of us inherited that from him. So for us, it's not like anything new. Like we don't think of it like, oh my God, that's such a great quality, because we're all like that. I can't fake it with people. I don't have many friends. I only have Dimut and Taranga as my best friends. That's enough proof to know that, you know, I mean,
You don't put up with
I don't
too much
put
of
up with,
frills.
no, I don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's much more easier that way.
Much more easier that way.
Okay. So going back to your music, you have always sung about things which are quite Sri Lankan, and like who would have ever thought a song called Kottamalli will do so well? Why keep it so local and so, you know, very relatable to Sri Lanka?
Kottamalli was actually a kind of a accidental thing in the sense, like, you know, it was not planned as such. The guy who imports Kottamalli to Sri Lanka happens to be a very close friend of Piyal,
Oh,
my
right,
brother.
okay.
So when Piyal was invited for the birthday, I think his 60th or 50th birthday, I guess. So Piyal wanted to sort of give him a sort of a surprise by writing a song on Kottamalli. That's how it happened. Gypsies never had any idea of doing a song about Kottamalli. It's due to this friend,
Right.
his birthday, that Piyal happened to sort of get a song done for his birthday. So that is why he presented the song. And he eventually showed it to me, and I said that this is good for us, for the Gypsies to do it. That's how it happened. The whole thing was not a planned thing. It wasn't a planned thing.
Okay, and in today's world, there's so much of competition to music. Like, you know, we have seen music even evolving into just a music video and not even into a song anymore. What is your take on it? Because today, like, last thing people want is to know how great the song is. They want to know how good the visual is. But that's not from a listener's point of view, but from a production or the producer's point of view or the singer's point of view. What is your take? Do you think it's always core music?
No, like, you know, certain songs, like the video may add a lot of impact, a lot of color to the song. But not all songs. But certain songs, without any video, the song will still run the distance.
What do you think about the videos that have come out recently with a lot of S&M and bananas and the whole works? Like, these are the new kind of music videos, and this has had a debate on social media.
Yeah.
What is your take on it? Although you're not on social media, I just want to know.
I'm sort of totally, novice with regard to all this modern thing. This is a modern thing that's happening in the...
Yeah, like squeezing a sausage and things like that.
yeah.
I don't think he has even seen that. That I knew he's confused when you're asking. He's like, what?
You have not seen it? No.
I haven't seen.
It's not child friendly, don't watch it.
No, I think he's all for it, but it's just that he hasn't seen that.
Yeah, he has not seen it. Okay.
But people should be able to sort of tolerate that kind of thing. It's all, depends on that particular individual.
Yeah.
How he wants to, as long, but certain things like, they are not sort of telecast on national channel or anything, any one of these popular channels.
Yeah.
They are mainly on internet.
Internet.
So it all depends on the individual. If he feels it's okay, if he feels it's within, levels where the family would be able to sit together and watch, that's it.
That's all it
It
takes.
may not be sort of, to certain people, it may affect in a big way. So don't switch on. Knock it off.
Yeah.
Don't let your children watch either.
And yeah, that's the easiest way to do.
Uh.
All right. Let's get into a break. We'll see you on the other side with Sticky City. In this segment, we speak about a few sensitive matters. But I know that you are someone who is very open. And I still remember an interview that you gave while I was working for my first radio station. And there was a time when your marriage was crunch time. And you were so public about it, you spoke about it, and you said, hey, I made a mistake, and now I want to work things out. How did you pass that dark cloud, and how was it for your family, and how did you sort of embrace it?
Well, it affected the family in a big way, but of course they were very small at the time. But the thing, when you're married and you're committed to a relationship, there are certain things that you shouldn't do, but you still do it.
Yeah.
And I have done it. I don't think it's right. It will definitely affect that relationship and the family, born family, with regard to children and wife, and everything will
Sort of,
go,
yeah.
will break up, and it's not the right thing. It's not like, it may be certain situation that has pushed you into certain things, and greed for certain things, but I still say, where I have gone wrong, I have done wrong, I still say that's wrong.
So what's the age gap between you and your wife?
15.
My gosh! Cradle snatcher. Cradle snatcher. How did y'all meet?
I met her at a show in Moratua.
And everything went,
No, my mum was fangirling over him. Yeah.
everything was blur and she was on focus.
No, I think certain things in life, you're destined to
Yeah.
sort of, whether it's marriage or whether it's music, I think what you're bound to get is all written somewhere. You will, no matter how hard you try sometimes, you may not get there. But without your knowledge, even marriage, it's just very, something that would have never happened, because she's not from Moratua.
Yeah.
She is actually from Kandy, and originally they were studying in Chilaw area.
Okay.
And for some reason she moved because her father was a cop.
Right.
So they kept on moving from, transferred from place to place. So finally she was in Nugegud area studying. Then she came to Moratua. That particular day,
You had a
to
show.
her aunt's place. That's how she came for the show. She didn't know much about the gypsies. But somehow she came and she wanted me to get an autograph signed by me. So that's how we met. And it was something that would have never happened.
Yeah.
Never happened. I would have never met her. Had she, not come to her aunt's place in Moratua that day.
That is
Destiny at its
destiny, definitely.
yeah.
What were you singing at that time? P.T. Kotapan was out?
No.
No. P.T. Kotamang was not out.
Obudutu
At that
times.
time, probably Obudutu on some of these love songs and Kurumitto and stuff like that.
okay.
Yeah. Dana Bharati Karno. That
Right.
was out during that time. But I don't think she knew anything about gypsies at that time. I don't
okay.
think my wife knew anything about the gypsies. But she would have just come with some friends to sort of witness the show. But it was an open air thing. So certain things, you know, when I look back, I think it's destiny.
Yeah, that's amazing. And I'm sure she would have gone back and said, Dana Bharati Karata Aate, I'm in love with you. Let's get into a break. We'll see you on the other side right here on A Date with Danu. This is hi.lk.
සාත්තමට ඇනපු ටොක්ක දවාලේ තරු පෙනුණා ඒ ඇරපු සත්තම් වලට කන් දෙක මගේ පිරුණා එදා මට පෙනුනේ ඔබව හතුරෙක් වාගේ තාත්තේ අද මට පෙනෙන්නේ ඔබ දෙවියෙක් වාගේ තානේ ඔබව
Welcome back to the show.
හතුරෙක්
All right.
වාගේ
In the recent past, we have seen some videos which sort of brought the whole family together, which is brilliant. Even your grandma was on it, right? Tell me about how was it to shoot?
It was great because she's such a great sport. Like not like us. Even during his like video shoots, most of us sleep in corners, but grandma is there just clapping away for all his like, you know. So she's always been like that.
The
She
support.
wants to be part of it, you know.
Oh, that's amazing.
Always want to be
Always.
part of it.
Now this Uswat, the story has a strong link to her, is it? The Jujubes?
Yeah, it was grandpa's.
Grandpa, my father,
Okay.
and father's brother.
Okay,
Both
how
of them
was it?
shot.
How was it? Was it a home recipe that became a brand?
Initially it was a homemade thing, like, you know, I don't know how it came about, but my father was working for the postal department at that time.
Right.
And mom still gets a pension.
Good.
My uncle was also involved in some company, I can't remember exactly where. But the thing is, we were living in a very small house in somewhere in Lunav at that time when they started Bluegrass thing. And somehow it became big.
Yeah.
Well,
And that song, I tell you, we all sing to it up to date. It's like one of those.
Bluegrass Mami.
Yes, and it's still like a Sri Lankan commercial moment. No, you can never crack that code. Yeah, it's amazing. Now, just before we get into our next segment, how is it to be a part of such a huge family? And they're all so talented. And everyone who sings out of your family, we know that there's a gypsy's
talented,
blood.
I don't think. I don't consider that any of us, even now, the gypsies who started in 1970 with my four, Pial wasn't there in the band at the time, 4 brothers and 2 cousins. We were just very average, and we had some blessing, you know, we had some luck. And also, even today, I could still consider it's not the talent, What you require is that blessing. With a little bit of talent,
A lot of blessing.
you'll run
Go
the
forward.
distance.
That
Yeah.
is true.
Yeah.
All right. Well, sometimes on this show, we take the time to go through their Facebook accounts. Now, he is not on Facebook, but Manisha is. WTFB right now. Welcome back. So, this is the time where we go down history a little bit. This is you.
Oh, yeah.
When was this?
That was my first passport picture, but they never took us out of the country until we were 16. I
That
don't
was
know
just
why they
taken in
clicked
case.
it. Yes.
But you look really cute there. You look angry about something. Why is it?
I always looked like that when I was small, I think. Yeah.
I'll give this to y'all. Y'all can keep this. Tell me about how many hats do you have?
I probably have about 15 to 20, but I don't keep all. No. When I use it for some time and I'm tired of it, I give it to my friends.
You swing it from the stage, no? Have you ever been seen without the hat while on stage? Back in the days.
On stage, I have always been wearing the hat.
Yeah.
On stage.
Just wanted to say, who designs his wardrobe nowadays?
He himself.
Ah, really?
Yeah.
All your fashion advice don't go?
No, no.
This has been your staple look for many years.
Well, I wear all fancy, all these way out colors and all that.
That is true. Your color schemes are brilliant. We matched
Red
today.
velvet and cream cheese
No,
outfit.
a person at my age wouldn't wear like that, you know. Certain,
That is
like,
true. I agree. I like this all red velvet and cream
Yeah.
cheese look. I'll give these pictures to you all. Tell me about this. Yeah.
That was the ceremony that took place.
How old were you and how old was she?
She was 15. She was 15.
Yes.
Yeah,
15?
15. Lucky I was able to get married. Otherwise, they would have put me behind bars. Anyway.
Thank God, Sia was a cop, so.
Her father was a cop, so I was
And
able
that's
to.
why-
Yeah. I was 30 at that time.
15? I can't believe it.
Yeah.
She was a child.
Yeah, child. Yeah.
Oh, so cute. But that means she loved you so much. Oh.
Not that so much. I mean, we were compelled to get married at that time. We were in such a situation, we had to.
Oh, right then. I got the fill in the blanks. Okay. So, right. So, that's okay then. Tell me about your friendship with her. She's your cousin.
She's like my best friend from family. She's like a soulmate. She's my sister, everything.
Yeah.
Natasha?
Yeah.
Kiki,
Kiki,
better known as Kiki.
Yeah. This man I have seen who always saves the moment, right?
Oh, yes, Uncle Pyar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the
Sometimes-
most loved in the family, I think.
Yeah. And he's such a cool cucumber kind of a guy. Yeah. And sometimes sometimes if you're a bit, let's say, into the moment, Mr. Sunil, while you're performing, he is the one who will like somehow get you on stage and keep the show running.
That's his role even in the family. Like
really?
he's helping, like he's there for the adults just as much as he's there for us.
A lot
Yeah.
of people don't know. Pyal is the one who sort of keeps even the band with regard to, I mean, even small issues. Like he's the one who comes forward and he's the one who tells me, I don't do it this way or don't do this. Or even the songs.
Okay.
Sometimes, most of it, even we have just released a new song. So he's the one who is sort of running behind, trying to get this song promoted. You know, because I'm totally out from these modern things.
Yeah.
So he knows, not that he knows, but he is at least somewhat into this kind of
Social
web
media.
marketing.
Web marketing.
Yeah.
But he's definitely a kind man. He has a
He's-
kind
he's
face.
the best, yeah.
And finally, the lady of the moment. And it's amazing how much you all spoke about her. She is simply gorgeous. I met her at a Peter's show, which I was hosting for the old boys. I saw her for the first time
She
and I
still
thought,
keeps talking about it.
she was simply gorgeous. She looked like an Indian actress in that. I think she has a breathtaking smile. And
Thank you.
I think you are one lucky man.
No, she is, I mean, more than her looks or anything like that. I'll tell you, she one hell of a woman. A hell of a woman.
I think that's
if
what
not for her, I would have been broken into pieces. And she's the one who put me and the whole family together.
She's the glue.
I'm thankful to her.
තාත්තා මට ඇනපු ටොක්ක දවාලේ තරු පෙනුණා ඒ ඇරපු සත්තම් වලට කන් දෙක මගේ පිරුණා එදා මට පෙනුනේ ඔබව හතුරෙක් වාගේ තාත්තේ අද මට පෙනෙන්නේ ඔබ දෙවියෙක් වාගේ තාත්තේ ඔබව
I'm a musician, and my name is Ivo Sylvester Sunil Perera. And I'm here to go on a date with Danu. Well, I have been on this show before. Well, this particular program is all about general life, and it's done in a very casual manner. And Danu is very good at doing that kind of thing, and he has been doing this for quite a while. And I hope today's one is also going to be interesting.
So few clarifications. Although Uncle Jehan met Upeksha when he was 14, he let her study and come to legal marriage age before they got married. Just so, because these two are here, they are both, they are connected in terms of finding young girls. All right, so how does this friendship between Sunil and Jehan, how, of course, both of you all come from a wedding industry. How did you all meet, and you all have such great history?
He was involved in advertising at the time. Not that, I mean, we were involved in doing a lot of commercials and all that. So, I mean, the agency put him through to us to get a commercial for Jonathan's, his studio. That's how we met.
Right, and this is how many years ago?
Oh, I think
Must have been about 30?
30, yeah.
30 years ago?
Roughly about 30
Or
years.
more?
Yeah, 30 or more.
And up to date, many models, will never get a chance of the amount of endorsements you have done. not even supermodels would have ever got a chance.
Well, this is the 50th year of the Gypsies.
Yeah.
I've been
There you
in
go.
the industry for last 50 years.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful.
That's a brand, a super
yeah.
brand.
So now let's speak a little bit about this art industry today. As someone who has been in it for so long, and you would have seen musicians from literally from nothing to something and eventually becoming nothing. Like you have seen them all.
Yeah.
How has this industry changed from the time when, when the small, when there were just a few channels on TV, when each song was so well celebrated? Today, a hit is just trending on YouTube for 2 days and that's it. People don't even know what the song was.
Yeah, no, of course, if you take music, if you take the radio, there was only SLBC at the time.
SLBC at the time, yeah.
So, if there was a good song, it just got, rated highly.
At the same time, there are so many artists now,
Yeah.
not just one or two. Only thing, during the early 70s, like the singular pop thing was just emerging, like with Clarence's thing and all that. So we were initially involved in doing a lot of covers, Western music, but we found it very hard to sort of reach out to the masses with English music. That was one of the reasons why we thought that we should be writing our own material and singular music. And that's how we started. It was due to all singular pop emerging in the English radio also. Played a lot of singular music.
Yeah,
Played a lot of
he
singular.
was.
And also you made it very
original.
colloquial. The lyrics
Yeah.
were very colloquial, which
Yeah.
made it so
Yeah.
much more easier for
Yeah.
That's right,
even for
yeah.
everyone to understand. Now, you also come from a bit of a film background, no? Your grandma was the first ever person who did
My
a...
mum.
her
Your
mum.
mum?
Yeah.
It was
My
your
mum was the first female scriptwriter in Sri Lanka.
Wow. And that film is not...
And it was called, the film she produced and she wrote was called Sampatha.
Produced by the father, your
Produced by
grandfather.
my grandfather.
And produced by your... or directed by your mum?
Directed
No,
and
no,
my
directed
mum
by
wrote
someone
the
else.
Script.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, we can't track this movie down because of the 83 riots.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it was
We lost
What's the movie?
Sampatha.
Sampatha.
Yeah.
Who acted in that?
Eddie Jamanu,
Eddie
Rukmini
Jamanu,
Devi,
Rukmini Devi,
Wow.
yeah.
Sandhya
Sandhya
Kumari.
Kumari was there. So yeah, I
Big
have
cast.
pictures of the film, like what got taken, those black and white
Yeah.
pictures,
Sandhya
but
Kumari was
the
there.
Oh,
film.
beautiful.
I've
And
been
it
sort
was
of
the first
looking for
movie
it,
of Sadit Chandra.
And it's time to play one word.
3, 2, 1. One word.
All right, I'm going to ask you all 10 questions. Whoever gets in the answers, who locks in the highest amount of answers, will win. Ready?
Yep.
Which do you prefer, logic or creativity?
Creativity.
Which is more preferable, being nice or being fair?
Being
Being
fair.
fair.
Being
Books or magazine?
Books.
TV shows or movies?
Movies.
Love or money?
Love.
Love and
definitely.
money together.
Odd numbers or even numbers?
Okay.
Twitter, Facebook or Instagram?
And Instagram.
Do you believe in ghosts?
No.
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 Do you believe in something after death?
No.
Yeah.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
I actually feel that Sunil won.
Good. Okay.
I feel that it is for you. This is actually premium tea, by the way. You can have it. I will just leave it here for now.
Yeah.
All right?
Okay.
We'll just continue with our chat and I'll give
Luckily,
it
he
to you
said tea.
Yeah, thank God.
Yeah, I don't drink coffee that much.
Good. Well done.
If he
Well
said coffee, I would have taken it.
Take her.
I'm a tea man.
yeah, that's great. Sunil, I'm sure you would have got lots of offers to enter politics in many ways than one.
Yeah. The thing is, I personally feel that I don't have the knowledge in the first place. And
You're the
other
only
thing-
one who has ever said it. All the ones who are just getting there. Oh.
Even if you want to do something, I only want proper systems introduced to this country.
Exactly.
But even if you have the heart to do it, once you get in there, you can't run the way you want it to run. Because it is in total disarray, Sri Lankan political situation. So even if you really want to do something, you won't be able to do it. So why get into that?
Do you feel it's the party leaders who create this problem or the political system is such?
System is such, everybody, nobody wants to sort of do something that's going to put to introduce proper systems. What we don't have is proper systems. The proper system, when you don't have a proper system, naturally the whole thing will collapse.
Like Sunil said, let me first tell you, he would have had many more offers. Even though he says, I don't have the knowledge, I know he has the knowledge.
You have the heart to do it, that's true, I still agree with you. But you can't do it.
I somehow
can't do
feel
it.
that this show is just moving
No, no,
away.
no.
You can't introduce, now let's say you want this to happen this way, you want to introduce a proper system.
Exactly.
You will not be allowed to do that.
Mr. Sunil, now it's over to you. Bhatia, Santush, Lantra or Gayan. Rank the voices according to your preference.
Well, all three parties, they are talented in their own way. You can't sort of say this voice is the best. Because every voice is different. It has its own, what do you call, the color, the tone and everything. So you can't sort of say this particular voice is
Okay,
better
pick
than this one.
your favorite voice.
No, I would say all three are good. It all depends on what kind of creativity you have in you to put out songs. I mean, your own thing. In that sense, I think Bhati Santosh, they have done quite a lot of their own material, and they have been there with the people.
Done. Okay. Another question. Bhatia, Santosh, Iraj. Who will do better in politics?
None.
In your opinion, did we uphold democracy with our previous government and president?
Well, I'm totally pissed off with the whole crowd. So I don't want to say anything about the entire situation in whole Sri Lanka, I mean, for the last 72 years, not just particularly this particular party who came into power. The whole scenario for the last 72 years is totally cockeyed.
Okay. If you could take only one thing when you leave home, what would that one thing be?
My ID card, NIC.
If a movie was to be made about Sri Lankan politics, what would you name it?
Apata puthe magak nathe.
You both had a conversation, which I wanted to know. You said he definitely has the heart. Who? Jehan has the heart to be in politics.
The desire to do something good.
But is it a practical thing?
It's not a practical thing. It's not a practical thing because the whole crowd there, when they don't want to change, entire political segment, I mean people who are involved in politics right now, when they don't want changes, how can he alone do that? He won't be able to do it. So many people have come there thinking that they might be able to sort of change it around for the better, but none of them have been successful so far. So it's good, I wish him all the best, but the thing is, you won't be able to change it for the simple reason because these people who are so corrupt, they won't let you do it.
All right, let's ask some very sticky questions before we wrap this show up.
Sticky Situ.
So every election, we have more promises that are given to us, new things that we look forward to. Sunil, you have seen many promises.
Yeah.
Tell me your opinion about these, we'll bring justice about the bond scam. We will bring to light who sort of killed a few of these well-known faces of our country. These promises have been given. And why are they never accomplished? And how do people still end up falling for these things?
I think the promises and certain things will never come into light because for the simple reason, all these people, what they do is when they come into power, they safeguard the other. The previous people who did all the wrong, they'll somehow cover him and he'll never go to jail. Tell me, are there any politicians who have been to jail big time?
No.
For
They've
a
been
long
in
period?
hospitals,
No, never. It'll never happen because all these people are rogues, in my opinion. So one party promise certain things about the bond scam, that will never happen. That will never happen. Certain person is about the bond scam involved. They said no sooner they come into power, going to put him behind bars. That will never happen because he promised certain things before the person who was involved in the bond scam, he promised certain things that he'll put all these people, they called it the Yahapalaniya, and we fell for it. And he safeguarded all the culprits who were involved in all wrongdoings. And
have you been questioned for being open and very vocal about your opinions?
No, yes, question means not seriously through CID or anything like that, but they don't like that. Criticism about something is to better something. Even if I say, Danu, this program should be done in this manner, if you are going to get angry with me,
that's just my stupidity.
Yeah, stupidity. But if you think, yes, Sunil, but we can't, give me an answer. No, this is not that. You say the system is wrong, this is how you should do it. Say, for instance, an institution. How are you going to make this place a profitable institution? Do you have a plan? No, they don't have a plan. For the simple reason, they just put in people there. Where 25 people are needed, they put 250 people. Naturally, that institution is not going to survive. So it's going to collapse somehow.
Few people who you feel like die-hard fans, he's one of those. Like
he's unique.
Yeah, and
He's
also
unique.
the fact that you have stayed relevant to date, that's a huge achievement. Like nobody can make the grandfather, father and the child dance. Only you can do that. So kudos to that. I think through music you have educated so many people. Yeah, you made Kottamalli sexy men. What more can we ask for? Uncle Jayan, I know on a personal note, they are family to me. I go to their place literally every other day. I worked with them. I had the honor of working with their kids because they are just absolutely talented. Half of what I am, I owe it to them always because, you can always be someone with so many visions in your mind, but you need somebody who will make it reality. And Ryan and Johnny have been by my side, like, literally they are the strength in what I do, and I owe a huge part of my life to them. And I have to say, more than anything, leave politics and all aside, these two people are so grounded and so loving, and whoever you are, if you walk into their house, you're sure to leave that house just too full and a bit too happy, and that's definitely a wonderful feeling. Thank you, and I wish you all the very best in whatever you do.
Thank you.
You'll always be loved and remembered by so many, so that's what's great. Auntie, you have a special spot in my life, and it's her birthday today. She's celebrating her birthday. This is the love to sacrifice the birthday and be here. A happy birthday from all of us here. You look phenomenal. Can never say you gave birth to 3 kids. That's another problem that Uncle is facing these days. So on that note, we need to wrap things up on the show. Thank you for all those who joined us. Until we see you with another cool episode. See you. And go keep coming.
සම්මාන ගන්න රුපියල් 500ක යන්ත්‍රයක් දැම්මේ ඒකේ ප්‍රතිඵල ආවා මගේ හදවත දුක ගාවා වැඩ පහකින් පහම ෆේල් වෙලා අන්තිමේ